Who here has found themselves in a situation, a meeting or a party where we need to make small talk to someone new and all we really want is a gin and tonic? Well, the good news is you can be really good at it if you know how. I mean the small talk for gin and tonic as well, perhaps as well. Now, our next guest for you today is an international speaker. She's an award-winning author and she's an experienced BBC broadcaster. She's networked her way around 5,000 events all over the world, and she's spoken at FTSE 100 and Fortune 500 organisations. But perhaps the most exciting person that she's interviewed is George Clooney. And if that's not enough to get your pulses racing, then you're probably not in the right room. So you are in for a real treat. You're going to walk away with networking tips that you can apply immediately afterwards. We're going straight into the coffee break, just FYI. You're going to be able to do breakout conversations, break-in conversations, whatever that means, master small talk, and avoid those awkward silences. Does that ring a bell? So expect an interactive, practical and fun session. Please welcome Esther Stanhope, the Impact Guru.
Thank you very much. Do you know what? I'm not quite sure if anyone here needs much advice, and from what I've witnessed so far today. Are you enjoying it so far? Yes. Enjoying the networking? Well, you've got some coming up right now. So yes, I have networked my way around the world. I also don't really like going into rooms full of people that I don't know. Hands up if you like that. If you know, there you are, you're at the doorway, there's a room full of people that you don't know, and you know you have to make conversation. Hands up if you love that. Okay, that's the most hands that have ever gone up ever all over the world. Normally about one, if you're lucky, hand goes up at that point. Okay, so I'm going to give you, I've got so many tips, you can come and ask me later, right? But I'm going to give you 3 tips that you can put into practice immediately. And you are going to be better at networking in 20 minutes. And I'm not joking, right? And I'm going to be on time and on budget, Sarah, so don't worry. Okay, so my first tip, like when people say to me, oh, I don't like networking, in fact, I'm gonna get you to shout this out. When someone says networking into a room, into a party or whatever, or a wedding, those situations where you're not really going to know anyone and you have to make small talk, just in no particular order, shout out, what is the first thing that comes into your head? Well, what was that? Nightmare. Okay, nightmare is the first one. Start off with one, nightmare. Anyone else? You like gin and tonic, so you're thinking, gin and tonic. Okay, anyone else? Any other words? Run away. Okay, Sue's at the back.
Very surface conversations. It doesn't mean anything.
So in other words, shallow. Yeah. Deep down, I'm really shallow. Okay, shallow, so nightmare, run away. Any other thoughts? Tiring. Oh, it's so tiring. These people are draining me. Effort. Fun. Woo, yay, that's good. What was that? Opportunity. Great, that's why we're here, right? Curiosity. Are you American?
No, I'm Venezuelan.
You're Venezuelan. Curiosity, she's ready. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 tips, all right? 3. I've got so many more, but I just, we've got time limit issues here, so I thought, right, what would really make the difference? My first tip is this. When it comes to business networking, what people tend to get wrong is they think, right, I've got to go and get some business contacts for opportunities, and I've got to try and sell what I'm doing. Maybe I'm a nutritionist or a coach or whatever, and I've got to go and find some more clients immediately. So I'll go to my networking event, and I'm going to go, hello, yeah, what's your name? Claire. Hello, Claire. So, what do you do? Yeah, okay, is she going to be useful? Is she going to be useful? If she's not useful, hang on, she's not useful. How do I get rid of her, right? So the first tip is small talk. So how to network when you hate small talk. Networking, when you first meet somebody, right, don't go in for the business straight away. Because otherwise it's a bit like a network, it's a bit like a dating event, where you imagine going to a dating event and you turn up and you go, hi, do you want children? Too much. It's just too much too soon. What about, hi, do you fancy a quick snog? A hug? It's too much. You just go and go, hi, get to know somebody. So rule 1 is this. It's so easy, and it's what Dominique mentioned earlier. She said, I was sitting at Canary Wharf. We were just talking about, I think you said particular rubbish. I think you used that term. Where's Dominique? Yeah, Dominique, she's like, oh yeah, we were talking about some rubbish, some conversation. Nothing in particular. We were talking about nothing in particular. And when I was doing a session on networking at Bayes Business School, someone put their hand up and they went, are you telling me, I don't know where they were from, but they weren't English clearly. Are you telling me we just talk rubbish? I went, if you don't mind me saying so, yes. Right, so the first rule is don't go in for the business. It's too much too soon. Talk particular rubbish, right? And I'm going to show you how to, and it's so easy. And now tip number 2 is how to do small talk, because guess what? Tip number 2 is you will have something in common with everybody, okay? It might be that you have 2 eyes or a nose, right? You've got something in common with everybody in the world. So, for example, today, you've got something in common. We're all here today, so that's something we've got in common. And we've got more than that. We've got loads of things in common. Okay, so I've got a little competition that I'm going to run with you now. And it's just to prove that you can do this so easily, okay? I'm going to build on your little exercise earlier, Sarah. And rather than just talk to the person next to you, I'm going to get you to choose somebody else, yeah? So you might have to turn around or move seats, but you need to talk to somebody that you don't know very well, i.e. you're not living together, you don't share children, okay? Or bank accounts. So choose somebody that you haven't spoken to yet, yes, near where you're sitting, okay? And I'm going to do a competition, and there's going to be a prize. You're going to win a prize if you win, okay? So this is the competition. I'm going to give you 1 minute, and then I'm going to have to ring your bell. Have you got the bell handy? Good. The bell's there ready. Okay, I'm going to give you 1 minute. And you've got to work out in 1 minute what you have in common. Okay? And I don't mind how random it is. I mean, if you go for 10 toes, fine, but you might be disqualified. Right? And you can count on your hands, or you've got notepads, or count on your hands. Make it really, really, really simple, okay? Are you ready? Now, I know you're going to have to, I'll give you 10 seconds to find the person, your target person, quick. And I'm going to count you in. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, that's it. That's it. That is it. Time is up. Oh, yay. Oh, yay. Oh, yay. Time is up. Right, that's it. Silence, or you'll be disqualified. Okay. Well done. I bet you had loads of things in common, didn't you? Okay, this is what happened, right? I bet you. Did you start talking and then you were like, oh yeah, I read that, and then you wanted to talk about it? Who landed on a topic that they wanted to stop and talk about? The topic. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so the coffee break is ready for you to have that chat. So, first of all, how many things did you have in common? Anyone have more than 6 things? Yeah? More than 6 things? Yeah? Okay. 7 things in common. Over here. Did you two know each other? No, you've never met before. You had 7 things in common. Anyone else? Anyone more than... Is that all? 7? Okay, that's all right. That's fine. You clearly enjoyed each other's company a lot. Okay, who had a really random thing in common? Who had something really quite random? Go on, over there. You both, they love dresses with pockets. Okay, who else loves a dress? And then this is to the gentleman in the room. Do you love a dress with pockets? I love that. I like a dress with pockets. I just love pockets, actually. What a great thing to have in common. Who else over here? What did you have in common over there? Anything random? They love sparkles. Oh my God, that's so cool. I do too. Who else likes sparkles? Sparkles. Okay, sparkles are in. What did you two have in common? The 7. You had 7 things. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, a round of applause. Okay, so, hang on. I know this is a probably inappropriate question. Have you checked who the father is of your children? You might be related. I mean, in some way, there might be some kind of weird symbiotic relationship. Okay, now listen, you get a prize. You're both going to win a copy of my book. Okay? And that's my book called Goodbye Glossophobia, which means the fear of public speaking. I wrote that book and won an award for it. You get a signed copy. And if you want to get a free audio version, you can link in with me. But we do need to get the Wi-Fi, because I haven't got Wi-Fi. We'll get the Wi-Fi sorted. If you want to contact me or link in with me, I'll give you a free copy of the book. However, the final... Oh, I'm still in time. Well done for that. You see, how easy was it? Yeah, because I've still got time for the final tip now. So the final tip, it's really easy when you know how. When you are networking, there's a science behind the way people stand and talk. And if you know how to unlock that body language, if you know how to read it, you will know how to break in to a conversation effortlessly. So what happens is that people tend to stand in groups, and women in particular tend to stand quite often face to face. So if people are standing face to face like this, they're locked into the conversation, you can't really join the conversation very easily. That would be closed body language. I'm sure there's a lot of experts in here on body language. You're nodding your head over there, the lady in the green, beautiful green frock coat. Do you know about, are you an expert? No. Oh, you're not an expert? Oh. You are going to be one in a few minutes. Good. But you know what I'm talking about. So what happens quite often, and this is one kind of gender-specific observation about body language. Quite often men are more likely to stand like this. Like he's there and I'm here, and they're kind of standing like open. Like, yeah, look at that. Yeah, what do you think? Yeah. What do you think of her? You know, whatever. Men tend to stand. Men don't kind of get locked in. So quite often when you see people locked in, and you'll notice in the coffee break, when you're locked in, even if there's 3 people locked into a closed triangle, that's not a good idea to try and, one of my clients called it, infiltrate the conversation. I said the fact that you're calling that infiltrate means that there's a problem with your networking skills. Because don't try and infiltrate conversations, because clearly you've read the body language wrong. So equally, if you want to move on or work the room, a really good strategy would be to physically move your body. So if you're locked into a conversation, you can physically move out. Or another really good strategy, if you're locked in with somebody, is say, shall we go and mingle? Shall we go and meet some people? And then you can then introduce them to somebody else. So to make it really easy for today, why don't we all agree that it's okay for people to come and say, hello. Like Anna, this lovely lady in green here, she came up to me and she goes, hello, earlier. And I thought, oh, I must know her. I was like, hello, how are you? Yes. It turned out I didn't know you at all. But we got on very well and we've linked in with each other. But let's just make it, it's okay to say hello, good eye contact. And I know this is really obvious, right? But just eyes and teeth. Eyes and teeth. Smile. If you smile, you look confident, you look warm, you don't look scary. Oh, that's a nice smile. Look at him smiling over there. Yeah, yeah. You see? Suddenly he doesn't seem very scary anymore. He seems like a pussycat. But if you smile, it just means that you're open to offers, I suppose. No, you're open. You're an open, warm person. And that is it. So if you have any specific networking questions right now, fire away. I will be available to answer questions throughout the rest of well, definitely up until the early afternoon. I'd like to thank you all for coming to this session, and thank you, Sarah, for putting on such an amazing and empowering event. It's absolutely wonderful. Thank you. Have we got time for questions? Yeah. Thank you.
5 minutes of questions.
Oh, have we? Oh, great. Oh, I was being really speedy. Okay, good. Questions?
Right. You want to take the questions?
No, Sarah, you do it. You're good at this.
Right. Anybody got any questions? Or are we keeping from the coffee break? Katrin.
Hi there. Thank you, first of all, for a fantastic morning. I mean, so many tips.
so much there. We talked about career reinvention, we talked about networking. What about after the event, when you need to make that phone call and you think, I really like that person and I want to connect with them, but I don't want to be annoying. How to approach that?
The follow-up. Excellent. I've got a really, really good rule of thumb for follow-ups. So when you're at your networking event and you have a light bulb moment and you get on really well with somebody, they love you and you love them for a minute. Maybe for, you're like, oh, they were so great. Oh, we got so well. Within 24 hours, you've forgotten their name. And they might have forgotten yours. Which is why it's really important to link in or take emails or text. We did a WhatsApp thing earlier. So follow up, first rule of thumb, within 24 hours. If you don't follow up within 24 hours, you might as well forget it. But the good news is you don't need to follow up with, oh my goodness, I have to send, an entire contract ready to sign or whatever, or the entire pitch or the brief, or it could be what I would call a soft follow-up. Right? Sounds quite sexy, doesn't it? Should we have a soft follow-up? Okay, a soft follow-up is literally great to meet you. Great to meet you. Here's the article, or here's a picture of my granddaughter, or whatever. It was like just a quick acknowledgement. Acknowledge they exist within 24 hours, and then maybe meet for a coffee or a virtual coffee or something like that, or let's chat on the phone. It's slowly. It's not full on, let's get down to business straight away. It's just an acknowledgement. So that's a follow-up, yeah?
Anybody, any other questions? Otherwise we're... Oh.
Anna.
Okay, Anna.
Anna, my networking ninja. Yes.
So break-in conversations, how you can start the conversation. This is you gave us great tips.
The break-in.
Breaking out from the conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go and mingle.
Yeah, let's go mingle.
Be really polite and at the same time give both of us or all three of us opportunity to network even more.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. And what I don't suggest is, who's seen Bridget Jones's Diary? Yes? So Bridget Jones's Diary, her way of breaking out is, do you know where the toilet is? And she just runs off and asks Salman Rushdie where the toilet is. So I wouldn't ask... Okay, so Anna, thank you for that. A general rule of thumb is it's not really nice to leave somebody on their own. So making an excuse, one of my clients, he said to me the other day, the only way he gets away from the conversation is if he has a family emergency. He says, but my son can only break his arm so many times and it's now getting silly. I said, what? And then I said, what, you leave the event? He went, yeah. I have to leave the event. We'll quickly go and talk to somebody on the way out. Like, I've got to go now because my son's had an emergency and he doesn't know what else to do. I said, we've got to stop that. Come on, that's ridiculous. You don't have to have a family emergency. It doesn't need to be awkward. The main thing is the geography. So it's about moving, because once you move from it's the locked-in position that's really difficult to get out of. But I think, again, today, let's say, should we mingle? Should we go and meet some more people? Would you like me to introduce you to my colleague? Or I met this other woman. She was amazing. I met this woman called Claire Jeffries. You must meet her. That sort of thing. Like let's actually actively go together, take each other, mingle together, help each other. And don't, let's decide now not to be offended. If someone says, right, should we mingle? Or would you like me to go and get you tea? Take them to get tea. Take them with you. Just be generous. That's really a good fallback position. Thank you, Anna. Thank you.
Yes, do.
What happens at a networking event where you've got an engagement going and then perhaps you've drifted off subject, you're looking at your audience, they've glazed over a bit, and you want to bring them back on point? What's the technique to do that? I mean, I know I've done it, probably even today.
Confessions of a networker. so you're talking to somebody and you can see them slightly glazing over. Yeah, I think. Do you know what? It's always about be generous and give rather than take. So what do they need at that moment? Do they need a break? Do they need to stop the conversation because they have a time limit? It's just always give. And actually, somebody that was a LinkedIn expert, because networking is online as well as in real life. Somebody from LinkedIn told me, give 3, take 1. which I think is a really good rule of thumb. So always be giving. Give somebody a reason to listen to you. Make it easy for people. And then kind of if you're actually looking for an opportunity, then maybe take after you've given 3 times, but give them what they need. You can even say, "Oh, you okay? Do you want a cup of tea or something?" Or, read the room, really. But I'm sure they didn't glaze over. You look like a very interesting person to me.
On that, oh, go on, Claire, just one last one.
Yes, Claire.
How do you stop people breaking in? When you're in mid-flow,
How do you stop them? Okay.
and you're having a really good conversation, and there's somebody just come in, you're like, get out.
Well,
I don't want you. I'm talking to this person here.
well, actually, as professional broadcasters will know, it's like when you're in the studio, you kind of go. that would be that's a bit rude, but I mean, literally, this is the sort of thing you could do. It is in the body language, honestly. I mean, sometimes if you're at a networking event, you will be interrupted. So and it is annoying sometimes if you're right in the middle of that really heavy conversation about ADHD in older life or whatever, because we were talking about more meaningful conversations, and then someone goes, "Oh, hi," "Oh, where'd you get your bag?" And you're right in the middle. You're right in the middle of God, I had to dig deep in my heart, But if you're having that sort of conversation, normally you can read body language. If people are in a heavy conversation, you can kind of tell. I would say don't approach people if it looks like they're locked in, and also just looking up and looking around, how are you enjoying your day? Kind of having that kind of open body language and face, that's smiling, and looking inviting. That will invite people in. So be careful if you don't want them to come.
I love that. Well, hopefully we're all going to have an open, sort of inviting sort of coffee break. But Esther, thank you very much indeed. Absolutely brilliant, as ever.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.